GamingBolt presents 15 video game moments that made us go, wait, what? There have been numerous moments throughout history that made us question things. Books like Game of Thrones, movies like The Sixth Sense, and even TV shows like, well, Game of Thrones have had their fair share of moments that made us go, wait, what? So of course we're going to outline 15 video game moments in the same vein. So let's get started. The Joker, Batman Arkham Knight. When the Joker died in Batman Arkham City, it was a pivotal moment. It made us ponder about Warner Brothers' focus on exploring the beginning of the Batman Joker in Arkham Origins. By the time Batman Arkham Knight rolled around and Scarecrow's Ace Chemicals plan was foiled, we knew why. The Joker was alive in Batman's head. Rocksteady does a decent job explaining why this is the case, but honestly, this moment came out of left field.
Miss me? Can you hear me, Bruce? Oh, don't act all surprised, Bats. You knew this was going to happen sooner or later. Me stuck deep inside you.
The endings. Mass Effect 3. Remember when you saved the Rachni Queen? How about when the Collector base was destroyed or Urdnot Rex was sacrificed? What about all of that time gathering resources to build the Crucible to eventually activate it against the Reapers? The original endings for Mass Effect 3 didn't really take all of this into account. They were just sort of binary in nature. While the extended cut did offer some more immediate consequences to the choice of the ending, it's still amazing how many choices didn't matter.
Crucible is armed. Disengage and head to the rendezvous point. I repeat, disengage and get the hell out of here.
Jeff, we need to go.
Damn it.
Mia's appearance. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Capcom wasn't messing around when it came to Resident Evil 7 as evidenced by the atmospheric horror and ghostly vibes. Of course, when Ethan enters the Baker estate and encounters his wife Mia, things spiral into batshit insanity. Mia goes demonic, knocks herself out and rises back up. Then Ethan takes an axe to her neck in self-defense. Mia isn't dead though. She emerges very shortly after and takes Ethan's hand off with a chainsaw. A friggin' chainsaw. It's just one WTF moment after another and things only get worse.
You shouldn't have done that! It fucking hurts! Now, let's see what you feel.
The ending. Inside. Playdead's Inside seems akin to its seminal hit Limbo, at least in terms of aesthetic. Over time, we learn more from the minimalistic storytelling that something strange is happening with mind control. Some mysterious lab seems at the center of it, and for some reason, the protagonist really wants to get into this test chamber, which is actually a water tank of sorts. The result? Well, he becomes part of an enormous mutated blob and proceeds to destroy everything. There's a lot more to Inside Story, but honestly, this moment took us aback. Daisy the Rabbit, Doom 1993. Emerging from a hard-fought battle with the Spider Mastermind, Doom Guy enters a portal back to Earth. What should greet you but green fields, a bunny rabbit, and some sweet music? The scene quickly pans over to a city on fire and the rabbit's head on a pike, as apparently the demons have invaded Earth. Also, that rabbit was Daisy, Doom Guy's pet. Don't think too much about it. Tis but a dream, Super Mario Bros. 2. No, seriously, Super Mario Bros. 2 starts out weirdly enough with Mario having a dream about taking a staircase to another world called Subcon. Get it? Subconscious? He eventually meets Luigi, Peach, and Toad, who had the same dream, and eventually they find a way to Subcon. By the time the game takes down the evil frog Wart, all of the events are revealed to have transpired in Mario's sleep. Or did they? The Origami Killer, Heavy Rain. The Origami Killer's presence permeates everything in Heavy Rain, whether it's kidnapping Ethan's son or pushing Scott Shelby to investigate the victims' families. Amid all of the psychotic entities in the game, not to mention Madison having insomnia, which leads to memory loss, or Ethan dealing with blackouts, we learned that Shelby is the killer, just out of nowhere. One of the playable characters turned out to be the killer. We'd say that's weird, but this is a game that came after Indigo Prophecy, after all. James's Crime, Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 2's plot is set up by James Sunderland heading into the iconic town after receiving a letter from his dead wife Mary. Over time, as he encounters Maria, who strongly resembles Mary, and other monstrosities, James is forced to deal with the truth. He euthanized his wife, who was gravely ill, and all of the horrifying monsters are manifestations of his psyche, Pyramid Head in particular being made to punish him. Depending on the choices made throughout the game, James either leaves with Mary or Laura, kills himself, or discovers a dog is behind everything. Yeah, Silent Hill 2 is a weird game.
Please do something for me. Go on with your life.
Forgive me.
I told you that I wanted to die, James. I wanted the pain to end.
That's why I did it, honey. I just couldn't watch you suffer. That wasn't Mary. Mary's gone. That was just something Maria? Maria?
What, James?
I want you. I want you with me.
Are you sure?
Come on. Let's get out of here.
Everything. Shadow the Hedgehog. Honestly, take your pick. Shadow riding around on a motorcycle as bad new metal plays. Shadow wielding swords and guns. Shadow being able to embark on numerous branching paths to either ally with the aliens or with humanity. Oh, and Shadow thinks he might be an android following an irritating twist in Sonic Heroes. Just pick and choose your "wait, what?" moments. We'll wait. Raiden debuts. Metal Gear Solid 2. Hideo Kojima is known for being a troll, if not incessantly teasing and misleading players. So when Metal Gear Solid 2 was teased, that too with graphics that showed off the true power of the PlayStation 2, many were ecstatic. Once that prologue was wrapped, it was revealed that Raiden was our main man. This isn't even post Metal Gear Solid 4 Raiden, mind you. We got a less tolerable Raiden for the majority of this so-called next-generation Metal Gear experience. That too after Solid Snake had been hyped in all of the marketing.
The terrorists call themselves Sons of Liberty.
Sons of Liberty?
The name of their leader is Solid Snake.
The hero of Shadow Moses? So that's why you changed my code name.
Right, but he can't be the Solid Snake. He died 2 years ago on that tanker after he blew it sky high.
Could he have survived?
Not a chance.
The Hidden Eel. Night in the Woods. May's life seems to be in flux. She recently left college to return home and won't tell anyone why. Her parents have to pay off debts that came with funding her education. Then there are the kidnappings happening around town. Eventually we discover that these kidnappings are being done by a cult to appease an evil entity called the Black Goat. All of this in the midst of May having a dissociative disorder while pondering about growing up and adapting in life. All of this in a game with cute, colorful animal people, mind you. Nicoles Fate, Dead Space. Harrowing survival, Metroidvania-esque back and forth, severe limb removal. Dead Space is many things. It's also the story of Nicole, Isaac Clarke's girlfriend, who may be alive somewhere on the Ishimura. Of course, we learn near the end that Nicole isn't alive, she took her own life. Each chapter's title's first letters even spell out Nicole is dead, giving away the game's main twist. Well, except for that ending twist, but we'll leave that for you to discover.
Isaac, it's me. I wish I could talk to you. I'm sorry.
Atreus' true name, God of War. God of War had its fair share of interesting plot points, especially as we witnessed Kratos fitting into Norse mythology. However, when it's teased that Kratos would eventually die, as if that hasn't happened before, we learn a very important fact. Atreus' name is actually Loki, yes, the god of mischief Loki, and in truth, with Faye being a giant, it kind of works out. What does that mean for the future and the coming of Ragnarok? Well, further sequels hold that key.
So, I get that Mother was a giant, which makes me part giant and part god.
And part mortal.
Right. I guess there's just one thing I don't understand. My name on the wall. The giants called me... Loki?
Loki. That's the name your mother wanted for you when you were born. She must have called you that to her people.
But why?
A question for another day. Let us go home.
Immortal Conflict, Killer 7. Throughout Killer 7, Grasshopper manufactures cult classic and epitome of weirdness. Players are meant to wipe out the Heaven Smile virus. This can only be achieved by killing Kun Lan, Harmon Smith's old friend. Through a series of twists, it's revealed that Kun Lan is actually one of the allies that's been helping throughout the game. Furthermore, Harmon and Kun Lan are actually immortals, each the other's opposite as they stay locked in combat about 100 years after the game. And trust us, that's the abridged version of a story that involves multiple personalities as assassins. Kaysen, Zack, and York, Deadly Premonition. There's a whole lot of nonsense going on in Deadly Premonition, Access Games' odd survival horror title. York, our main detective, is constantly talking to someone named Zack, who's always unseen. The Raincoat Killer constantly ambushes York, and there are these crazy red seeds. Of course, by the end of the game, we find out that York is actually Zack, and that Kaysen, the tree salesman, is the real villain. Furthermore, Kaysen is responsible for killing Zack's mother, thus prompting the creation of York. Makes sense, right? And that about does it for this video. If you enjoyed what you watched and want to see more from GamingBolt, you can always hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon next to it. That way you will never miss any of our videos.